It's been one of those days. So whatever else I've forgotten, we will continue with it. And the reason I've forgotten is because today morning, woken up to terrible news. Really terrible news. Terrible, sad news. It's the kind of thing you don't wish to wake up to. It's the kind of thing you hope you never wake up to. But the passing on of Cardovillis at age 50, the godfather, in my opinion, of sports radio in this country. And I know people will tell me about people who did great stuff in KBC. And I'm aware of them. I'm aware of, look, Elina Shiveka Nambatisa Mgongoni, I'm aware of her, John Nyongesa, I'm aware of all those guys I grew up with, all those ones. But for me, the godfather of sports radio, the people who made sports radio part and parcel of radio, Cardovillis. Okay? So to wake up this morning to see something like that is just, it's tragically sad.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to put it. It's just bad. Just sad. Very.
Yep.
Very sad. Because he's a guy who, these shows we do on Saturday afternoon, he was the originator. The very first one.
Yeah.
Saturday Music and Sports at Capital FM back in 1996 or something like that. And then he's gone over the block. He's worked at Capital FM. He's worked at KISS. He's worked in this very studio we are in. Yeah. And he's worked at NTV. He's worked at KTN. And to go away at the age of 50? I don't know, man. It's just bad. It's terrible. 50, man. This is a guy who was so alive, so awake. Yesterday he cycled. Guy a week ago was winning his category riding somewhere. He's always riding somewhere there, here. For you to then turn around and you see news like that, you're just like, no, man. It's such a huge loss.
Very.
Because a big chunk of us, and I speak of the slightly older journalists, maybe Kwalimwa is slightly, maybe a generation behind me. But for those of us, he was the voice. Mm-hmm. When I was growing up, like when I was in high school, there are only two journalists really that I really wanted to work with. Kenyan journalists, two. Cardovillis and Elias Makori. Because they were this standard.
Yeah.
If you radio was Cardovillis. Print was Elias Makori.
True.
So I've been lucky to work with both.
Yeah, it's come to pass.
Yeah, but so for you to go from listening to him when you're in college to working under him to then, for the lack of a better word, competing against him every weekend, it's something else. Proper professional, gets his facts right, works so damn hard. Yeah. Like, everything he does the way it should be done. If you want a modicum of professionalism, the people who prepare, they get ready, they make sure everything is what it is, that's shown for you. And of course, his love for the Arsenal. He loved Arsenal to the core. Loved the Arsenal to the core. So for me to wake up and see that to a guy who was a role model, and then your boss, and then your colleague, and then now you just have a chat and talk like now we are boys. I don't know, man. I know everyone has his time, and I know everything is done in God's time. God's will be done. But some things are bad, man.
Yeah.